Hey guys, what is up? And thank you so much for being here for this week's American Horror Story live chat. If you are in the room, go ahead and say hello. I see Mr. ZTV, Ian, E. Callie, Anthony, Sabrina. Thanks so much for being here. Hopefully you had a chance to watch my video that I uploaded a couple hours ago with my thoughts on this week's episode, which I thought was another great episode. I've loved this season so much. I think we just have 3 episodes left, which is just not what I want to hear. That makes me so sad. Yes, you're from Malaysia. 4 a.m. Oh my God. Well, I love Southeast Asia, so I haven't been to Malaysia, but yes, I remember seeing you here before. Hi, Tiago. Hi, T-Clog. Hi, Amy. Hi, Natalie. Winter Sponge, Cole, yeah, you thought Winter was gonna die, but she became a badass, absolutely. Well, and she's also lying about Beverly, but Brianna, Natalie's in New York, I also love New York, yes. Connie is here, Amber is here. Oh, thanks, Winter. I use like a hair mask, a Joyco hair mask, and it just made it like less frizzy or something. My hair is really naturally very curly, so anyway, hi Jason, thank you for being here. Jason says for the episode 9 promo that Allie has better makeup on, which may symbolize that she's thriving now that she is on the cult. Thank you, Ian. What am I wearing? It's really not exciting, honestly. It's a striped shirt. Not that cool. Not on the fashion game today. Hi, it's actually freezing here. I hate cold weather, so I have to be in like my winter gear. Ina is from Europe. Where in Europe are you from? Oh yeah, the Melissa Joan Hart. I actually just filmed my Rude Celebrity video today that was requested by a lot of you guys. I gave the Melissa Joan Hart story away in a live chat last week. But if you didn't see that live chat, I retold the story in my video, which I don't know if I'm going to put that up today or tomorrow, but I have to edit it. Bianca is here. Hi, Bianca. Thank you so much for being here. Glenn is from Ireland. Okay. Natalie says we need to talk about the I Swear segment. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about when they cut off his pinky finger? Is that what you're talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the song. Oh, my gosh. Yes, that song. Did anyone recognize that song? Actually, I thought it was the group As Yet, which I think was around the same time as that All For One group, but I totally remember that song, and that made me laugh. Anthony's also from Ireland. Hi, Ralph. Thank you for being here. Gary is here for the first time from Indiana. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, that song was so funny to me because it was like a really twisted moment in the show, but the song was so funny that I was just sitting there laughing. It was like one of those moments that I wish that you could have seen my reaction. Ina is from Bosnia. That is so cool. And it's 10 o'clock. Okay, so it's not too late. What do I think about Lena, like from last week, Brian? Is that what you're asking? Beth says you're from Buffalo and you love this episode. It was, someone famous was the minister or the pastor. Hi, Whit. Thank you for being here. Remind me, Rick Springfield. I think he was he like someone from the 80s, like a musician or something? Amy used to love that song. I used to really like that song too. I don't know. It was a very bizarre song. I feel like someone with the show, like a producer or something, liked that song, so they threw it in there to be funny. It was so funny because I think that was like a one-hit wonder. But anyway, we'll start off talking about Dr. Vincent, which I predicted. He didn't have any idea about the cult, and I kind of felt bad for him toward the end because he was like trying to help Allie, and he was trying to talk sense into his brother, and then Allie went behind his back and had him killed, basically. So I felt really, really bad for him. Even though I don't think he is like a total innocent person, because we know that his parents are decomposing in their house, and he knows about that and is okay with that, I guess. I don't know. Glenn says there was a bottle of wine in the background by the brand Freak Show. Really? I didn't catch that. That's a really good catch. Okay, so Whit says that Rick Springfield sang Jesse's Girl. How random is that? Is he acting in other things, or is that just, did someone just dig him up for this role? Very weird. Connie says you feel like this was the best episode of the season. It went far too fast. It's hard for me to say which episode has been the best, but this one was really good, and I loved the Judgment House segment. And I think that would have been like such a good idea for a movie, and that's kind of what I said in my last video. That's really unique. I've never heard of that before, so I think that in a way Ryan kind of wasted that on this episode because it could have been like a full movie. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting. Mateo says if he knew his brother was crazy and he's a psychiatrist, you think he would have turned him in? I guess he was kind of in the dark and didn't know he had as many issues as he had. And then also he didn't know like how much he had changed and become like crazier, kind of like what Winter was saying. I agree with Anthony that this was probably, in my opinion, like Billy's best performance. I mean, I've seen her in Scream Queens, which she was kind of the same character throughout the show. And then, of course, this. I don't know what else she's been in, but I think this was great for her. I definitely got vibes from Saw, as Gary is saying. It definitely seemed like the Saw movie where they would go to the different rooms and terrible things were happening. So I love the Saw franchise, so that's probably why I liked this Nightmare House. Will says, for such a short season, this is jam-packed with characters. And to me, still, and I say this every single week, but each episode goes by so quickly that I feel like this season has been better than any other, and that's so hard to say, as long as the finale ends up being good, as long as they don't mess up the finale. Yes, Billy is Carrie Fisher's daughter, yes, which she's had a very tough past few months with her mother and grandmother dying just like a few days apart, which is terrible. Mr. ZTV says you barely know Lena Dunham, who was on last week. You don't care for her, and you think her character was annoying. Okay. Joshua says this season as a whole has been solid. You're just worried for the end. They always seem to wrap up the seasons in a very messy way. Definitely. So that's kind of what I'm concerned about, and I've talked about that before. But let's talk about Allie now. She has joined the cult, but of course, I don't think that she's actually joining. I don't know if I want to call him Evan. I don't know if Kai truly believes her. I feel like he's smarter than that to think that she really wants to be a member of this cult. I mean, obviously she's just doing it to get her son back. So I don't know. I really love the way that she has transformed and she's not like the victim anymore. And she said she wasn't scared of him, especially the moments they had at her house, the interaction she had with Kai. But what do you guys think? Do you think that he knows what she's up to? Like, I don't see how he can't. And then also it was odd that he didn't kill Beverly when he had the chance to do that. And some people think it's because he wants someone else in the cult to kill her, like maybe Ivy or Allie. And then some think that they have some kind of secret agreement going on. So like Adina Porter's character survives to the end again. What do you guys think about that? So what episode is the finale? I don't know if we're skipping any weeks or if we're going straight through, but if we're going straight through, then we just have 3 weeks left. So Bojan is asking, what about Kai and Allie's love story development? So I still don't really know what Ryan means when he says that those two have a love story for the ages. So I definitely don't think it's in the romantic sense, but at least we're finally seeing them come together in a way, I guess working together. So that's kind of setting up what Ryan said about them, but I don't exactly know what that's going to, like, what is going to come of that. Emma says, what about Ryan Murphy saying before, oh wait, we just talked about that. I don't know. No, I don't think they're going to get together like romantically, but I still think she's playing a game with him, and I think she's the survivor, like I've said before, in the end. There's probably a delay with this, Emma. It's no problem. So Frances Conroy, I think she was just in, I don't know if she's coming back. I feel like we're just going to see her in that one episode. So I don't feel like she's going to be a big part of this season, but at least we got to see her. So we don't know who Oz's father is, and Glenn is saying that it's Kai, and there's been a lot of speculation about that. So could be, definitely could be. That was definitely a weird scene with him trying to create the next Messiah or whatever. That was very weird. Gary says Beverly is stronger than Kai. He needs an army or a cult to back him while Beverly is strong on her own. Definitely. I mean, I've always thought that she was the strongest person in the cult. Absolutely. I always thought that. But I think that, Kai knew that, and I think he's kind of threatened by her, which is weird because I still feel like he just killed his brother. Like, why would, I felt like for sure Beverly was going to be dead after he killed Vincent. I was like, well, that's definitely happening. And then he put her in some kind of seclusion room. I don't know. Glenn says Colton Haynes was so irrelevant this season. Thank you. My lipstick is some L'Oreal color. I'll have to find out what that is later, but it's upstairs right now. So who do I think will kill Kai? I think that would definitely be Allie. But I had some people comment on my video today that they think it could be Winter, which I also think is really cool and is like the ultimate betrayal. So I think that would be cool too. And I mean, I could kind of see Winter surviving, but I think she'll make it like to the last episode, and then I don't think she survives to the whole thing. Bojan says you love that they kept the Women Alliance subplot and didn't just include it in 7-7 just for Lena's Valerie Solanas. Yes, well, of course, we still have the Charles Manson episode, which it looks like the Jim Jones episode is next week, so I don't know when the Charles Manson one is coming, but I tweeted out a photo of Evan as Charles Manson. It was really crazy, but that was a few days ago. I don't know if you saw it or if you just Google it, you can find it. But he looked like him a lot. So I'm just excited to see Evan play that role. Carol said the scene when Allie was lying on the bed and started to smile a little, you saw in her eyes evil, like she's not that nice and weak. I think that would be like a good turn, like a good twist of events to have her be like kind of a sinister person, because we've thought of her as like a victim and a weak person for the entire time. So apparently 7-9, which is next week, would be the Jim Jones episode. Thank you, Bojan. And then 7-10, following week, will be Charles Manson. So another Charles in the room says next week's episode is directed by Angela, is it Bassett or Bassett? Yeah, I missed her in the show too. I haven't seen her since she was in Coven, but maybe she was in something else, or another season, because I didn't watch Freak Show, and I feel like Freak Show came after that. Will hopes that Ozzy becomes the leader of the cult. Maybe they could do like a flash forward and he could be the leader like as a teenager or something. Mr. ZTV says Winter would be the best choice to kill Kai. They could do a Bride of Chucky betrayal thing. Oh yes, I remember that from Bride of Chucky. Absolutely. What was the main reason why Allie was tormented, asks Alex. Well, I guess they were just exploiting her like they were exploiting other patients of Vincent's, and that's kind of a tough one because I always thought there was a bigger reason. And I guess because Ivy didn't want to be with her anymore and was trying to get away from her and get sole custody of Ozzy. But definitely that was kind of convoluted, and I kind of hoped that there would be more to that. But, okay, so I never watched all of Hotel either. She was in Roanoke? I don't remember. I did watch all of that. Interesting. Anthony didn't watch Freak Show. Some people really ended up liking it, but I couldn't get past like the first episode. So Marty says Angela has been in All since Coven, but not in Cult. And I don't even remember. She must have had like a small role in Roanoke, right? No, I don't know. Why do I not remember that? Do I think Jessica Lange would return, asks Ian. I think maybe, but I don't know. What has she said? Has she said no? I kind of feel like she said no. Oh, okay, yeah, Ashley, now I remember, because there were like the real life people and then the people playing those characters in Roanoke, if that makes sense. Yes, I remember that now. Thank you. So Emma says maybe Allie will poison Kai. Last episode she has Kai comes in as dad, etc. Thinks he succeeded. I don't know. I mean, I feel like his death would be like more involved and more crazy than that, but you never know. McPixel says Jessica said she thinks about it. Well, if she's saying that, then I think that she'll eventually come back. And I don't know how many more seasons we're going to have of this show, but like I could see her coming back maybe for the finale or something, like the final season, I mean. And then Lily Rabe, we don't have her this year, and she's usually in every season, so it would be good to have her back. But, you know, I think these people, and like Kathy Bates and whatever, I think sometimes they need like a break, or they have other things going on, so they can't do the show every single season. But Bojan says Lily's supposed to be back in episode 7-10 in a couple of weeks. So that would be cool. Mr. Meeseeks says, what if Beverly kills Kai? Well, I don't think that he'll die until the finale, but possibly, because she could still be in the finale. Why would Kai push for another kid if Oz was his? Asks Wit. That's a good question. I don't know. I think he wanted to have, like, his own creation. Well, that would be his own creation. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I wish they would kind of, I don't know if they're going to tell us, like, who's Oz's dad, if that's relevant, or I think the only way they'll tell us is if it is Kai being the dad. That would be really good. I wouldn't be surprised to hear that come out, actually. So Amy says, you're kind of glad that Winter killed the cop. He was going to attack her. Yeah, he was acting, so Samuels was acting pretty crazy. And all she wanted was an apple. Like why not? Stefan says, will Frances Conroy's character be back? I don't know. I kind of assumed that she was just supposed to be in this one episode. But if you guys have heard something different, let me know. Natalie says, do I think they're alluding to Kai being just like Trump? No, just because, I mean, the stuff he's doing is like, whew, I mean, it's way, way, way overboard, like cult leader stuff, like, you know, we won't get into that more just because I don't want to make this political, but I think his goal is to be the president, though, absolutely. That's what I think. Luke says last week's episode was boring and this week's episode was way better. I actually did like last week's episode, but then I got a lot of comments where people were offended by some parts, and I can kind of see that now that I look back at that, so I kind of feel bad in saying that I liked it, but I mean, I've liked all the episodes, and that's saying a lot because I don't usually like all the episodes of every season of anything, so Wit says it's so weird how you can feel somewhat sorry for all the characters even after the things they've done. Right? I know. That is really weird. How do I think Charles Manson is going to play in all this? Asks Hollister. I think definitely like they did the episode with Valerie Solanas, where they'll still have modern day stuff in the episode, but they will flash back just to show you like what happened with the Charles Manson cult, and then they'll connect it in some way. I think they did a really good job of that last week, even though I guess a lot of people didn't like it, but I think it was great that they didn't just focus on all of that in the past and not connect it to what's going on present day. And then they found a way to connect it with Valerie's book, and they're even still connecting it by using her terminology like in this week's episode, so I thought that was really good. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for being here, and hi, Beth. Thank you for being here. Marty says that Valerie is going to come out and say she was the real Charles Manson. Really? I actually think Lena Dunham is not going to be in it anymore because, well, she got killed in last week's episode, so I think it was just like a one-time thing. Charles says next week's episode might be similar to the cult too. It is, yes. So next week's episode focuses on Jim Jones, which is a real-life story about a guy who convinced the members of his cult to drink Kool-Aid, which was poisoned, and I think they knew it was poison. So, do I think, you said that you think everyone's going to die? Well, that's a good point, Hollister. I could see Allie killing Ivy. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I could definitely see that. In fact, that's kind of what I think is going to happen, really. Emma says, what if Oz kills Kai? That's interesting because we know he likes horror comics and all that kind of stuff, so I could see that happening too. Yeah, I could definitely see Allie killing Ivy. I actually think that's probably what's going to happen. 100%. I think we have figured that part out. So let's think about this, though. There has to be more twists coming or more reveals. We have 3 episodes left. We've already gotten past the Dr. Vincent reveal / twist. And Allie joining the cult. I feel like some people kind of thought that. Well, I mean, especially after what Ryan said. But what do you think will happen? Can you think of anything else that might happen or any predictions that you might have for like the rest of the 3 episodes? Because I feel like there's going to be more stuff. Like there's definitely going to be like more reveals and stuff. I just can't believe we just have 3 episodes left. Yes, Sarah Paulson died in Roanoke, so... But I do definitely think, like, Sarah is one of Ryan's favorites, so I think he kind of keeps her alive. And I have a feeling like Adina Porter, who plays Beverly, is also kind of one of his favorites. And I get so many, you know, I get comments about people loving her. And like I said, I watched True Blood, and I loved her from True Blood, so I like her. But I get a lot of comments that people hate her, and they don't want her to be on the show anymore. So, anyway... I could see her making it to the very end because I think like she's kind of a favorite of Ryan's. So Ralph says you could see Kai being Manson's pen pal. So if you didn't know, Charles Manson is still in jail, still alive. right now. So yeah, I could definitely see that. That would be a good way to connect present day with the past story. Pokemon says it seems like everyone in the cult has an enemy, so a little twist could be everyone taking out their counterpart. And I wonder what's going to happen to all those guys who are in the cult. They'll probably just destroy themselves or something. Kay Kelly says you would love to see Allie turn evil for real, which definitely could happen. I could see that happening. Mr. Meeseek says you hope they explain why Frances Conroy's character said that they were the Zodiac because the Zodiac killer was played by a man in a hotel. Well, I think all of that stuff was made up. I know a lot of people were confused about the real events of the Zodiac killings and what they depicted last week. And I think basically, I think her name was BB, Frances Conroy's character, was just trying to tell all of the women that stuff so that they would turn on Harrison and kill him or just do something crazy. And then that's what totally worked. Ashley thinks that Winter will attempt to kill Kai because she sees how insane her brother has become, but Allie will save him and kill Winter. That's good. That's good stuff. I like that. Stefan says you heard some rumors about Winter being a witch and it connects with Coven. I could see that. I could see Billy being in Coven. So I think when they do that crossover, if they actually do the Coven Murder House crossover, that Billy will be in it. Absolutely. And I think Billy's going to be in a lot more of these because Ryan knows like her talents from Scream Queens and that show was gone. So he can use her more in these shows, which I think is really good. We had a discussion like in one of these live chats. I don't know which one it was, but we were talking about all the people. I think it was How to Get Away with Murder. We were talking about like all the people we wanted to recruit to be in American Horror Story. And Ryan, do you guys know who Ryan Quanten is? He was in True Blood. Like, we need to dig him back up because I haven't seen him forever, and we need him. Like, we need him in this show, so let's spread the word. Let's get on social media and spread the word. Amy says, you think it was a waste to bring Frances for only one episode? Yeah, I don't know anything about, like, if she's supposed to come back or not, but maybe it was something that she only had time for that episode or whatever. I really don't know. But I agree with Stefan that Billy is really great, and I definitely can see her in the next season or additional seasons of the show. I definitely think that. Yahora says you feel like you were watching Scream Queens while they were trying to conceive a child. Yeah, I mean, I still get like some Scream Queens vibes just because I watched those 2 seasons of Scream Queens and because Billy was like a main character. So, sorry about that. Yeah, Judgment House, that should have, I agree with Whit, that should have been a whole season of American Horror Story. I just feel like he could have done so much more with that. That was just really, really good. I love that. Mateo says you have a theory that everyone will die but Oz. It will be a great ending if Oz is telling the story of how he survived and escaped the cult, and you think Allie will sacrifice herself and kill Kai for Oz. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, Amy watched Coven. Coven's really good. I think most everyone would like that because it kind of reminds, if you like Scream Queens, if you haven't seen Coven, like if you've watched Scream Queens or Riverdale, like if you're fans of that, Coven was more like of like a teen, like early 20s kind of the whole cast basically. So Luke wants Troy and Belisario, aka Spencer from Pretty Little Liars, to be in it. Yes, we should definitely get some of the Pretty Little Liars cast in here. I don't know like how many people are willing to do the stuff you'd have to do to be on American Horror Story. So that's the thing. Like I don't know if some of those actresses want to go there like and be on that show, but if you're willing to do it, I think it's such a popular show. So, and I've heard this before. Definitely, Gary says Jamie Lee Curtis would be great for the show. Yes, because we saw her in Scream Queens, which was like kind of a satirical role where she was like, you know, funny all the time. And if you didn't know, a new Halloween's coming out. I think it'll be the last Halloween, but she's going to be in it. So if you're a fan of Halloween, there's a new one coming out. Most of you probably already know that. But Jamie is, of course, a great actress, and it would be very cool to see her on this show. I absolutely agree. And Abigail Breslin, Kyle is saying it would be good to have her on the show. Yes, yes. Okay, I agree with Amber. Dylan McDermott from Murder House was so good, and I'm pretty sure that was the only season he was in, right? Because I get him confused with someone else. The guy that was the boss for the news station, what's his name? Was that Dylan McDermott too? I don't know, because I get him confused with that guy. But anyway, we need him like back in a main role, right? I so confuse them. Was Dylan in Asylum? I I don't remember that. And what about the other guy, Zach Quinto? We need him. We need him back. I thought he would be in it forever. And Dylan was in Coven too? Man. Well, I think he should come back, don't you? I definitely think he should. I don't know about the Murder House Coven crossover. It was like something that was talked about by Ryan, and I'm thinking it was serious, but like he never confirmed when that was actually happening. So was Dylan McDermott also the crazy news director, like the boss of Beverly? That was the same person, right? Because I swear there's another actor that I get him confused with. Connie Britton. I don't think we've ever had Connie Britton back since season 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I thought she was good in it. Now that I think about it, like I kind of feel like this is a show that's not really for her, but she was good in season 1. But like, did you guys watch like Friday Night Lights? I was almost like putting myself in Texas there by saying y'all, but anyway, Friday Night Lights was really good, and of course Connie was like the star of that. But okay, so he was in season 2. He played Sarah Paulson's son. So just a heads up, I will upload maybe tomorrow, probably not today because I have to do a Riverdale video, but the Rude Celebrity Exposed video, which includes 4 celebrity stories. 1 some of you have heard before, but 3 you have not, and you don't know who they are. So I filmed that today, so I'll either probably upload that tomorrow or Friday, because I know a lot of people were waiting on that. So then tonight I have Riverdale, and I will be uploading that video tonight, and then tomorrow is a Riverdale live show at 4 p.m. Eastern. I always love it when Lady Gaga is in the show, so she's not going to be in it this season, but I would love to have her back. Luke thinks Riverdale is terrible. It made you cringe, but you can watch this show. This show is way worse. Or maybe you just cringe from it being terrible. Yeah, it's like a gossip video, Stefan. Yeah, definitely. Yes, I was expecting Allie in the mask. Amy's asking that. I knew for sure that she was the last masked person when they were, you know, panning everyone. The camera was like panning them. So yes, I knew it was her. I used to watch Nashville with Connie Britton, but I just got behind on it. I mean, I liked it, but I got behind on it. Apparently, there were like crazy things happen on that show. Like, it was just kind of like a show, but I think people were like murdered and whatever else. Dermot Mulrooney played the boss. See, I get Dermot Mulrooney confused with, now I'm going to forget his name. Their names are so similar, right? What's the other guy's name? McDermott is that name, and then that was Dermot. How confusing is that? Don't they kind of look similar? That is so confusing. Okay. T. Culk wanted the last clown to be Lily Rabe. That would have been cool. That would have been a really cool, like, reveal. Pop Culture says it took, like, 8 episodes for Sarah Paulson to be a badass this season. It did. It did. And so many people complained about her. Like, in every video I did, they're like, I can't deal with her, you know, complaining and whining and everything. Well, I didn't mean that all the guys in American Horror Story look alike, but come on, Dermot Mulrooney and then the other dude whose last name is McDermott, and they both have dark hair, and that is confusing, and they've both been in this show, and I'm sorry, that is so confusing. Kay Kelly says Eli Roth, and they do look alike. Eli Roth and Zach Quinto, or however you say his last name, they do look alike. Yes. And I haven't watched the new Dynasty. Like, I have not had time to watch it. Was I surprised Rudy Vincent wasn't aware of the cult? No, because I did like 2 videos on it. No. And people were like, he's totally in the cult, whatever. But no, I don't know how, but I figured that one out. I don't figure everything out, but I figured that out. You would love to see Allison's mom from PLL in American Horror Story, says Brian. Yeah. I think she's good at playing a villain. Emma says Winter is manipulating Kai. They are twisted siblings. She showed her true colors with Beverly. You think that she'll be the cult leader in the end. Very interesting. I kind of like that. Ryan Murphy. Yeah, maybe he does. Maybe. I do like Lady Gaga in American Horror Story, and I do want her to return. Absolutely. I really like her in general, and I watched her autobiography on Netflix, and I thought that was really good. You probably have seen it, but I really, really liked it. And who do I think is going to die next? I think next week Ivy will die, or she'll just be the next person to die. I think we'll keep Beverly around for a minute. Well, like Beverly and Winter, I feel like we've pretty much run out of people. We just have Beverly, Winter, Ivy, Allie, right? And then Kai. I've had a lot of people ask me about the bees, and they're wondering, like, why are there not more bees in the show since that's all over their, you know, commercials and promotions and everything. But I think, I don't know, because Gokai's talking about Queen Bee. Are we going to have anything more bee related? I don't know. What do you guys think? What about the guy that cut his hand off? Gary? Gary's got to go soon because he's kind of like a whatever. So I could see Gary going before Ivy. Those two are going to go very soon. We only have 3 episodes left. Stefan doesn't trust Winter. Yeah, she's probably not as nice as we think. Beyonce. Beyonce is she's actually the cult leader. She's going to be revealed. She's going to take her mask off in the finale. Very good, Bojan. Thank you. But Ashley thinks it's more of a metaphor. The cult acts as a hive mind. And that's kind of what I think. And I think there may not be anything more to it. Even though Harrison, though, was a beekeeper. So we did have that in there. Amy says, do I think the new Kai followers know who the clown killers are? You thought Ivy was going to kill one at the restaurant. I'm sorry for the barking. It always happens at this time. Do I think? I don't know. I think they're kind of clueless. I think they're just like blindly following him. So not really. I don't know. Oh, the barking. But anyway, I'm just, every time these episodes end, I'm just like, I need more, and I can't believe I know I've said this like 400 times, but I can't believe we only have 3 episodes left. It's just really depressing, because, I mean, it's been such a good season that I don't know what to expect from next season. Like, I'm already thinking, like, how can it be as good, you know? I don't know. Whit says you think Winter has come far as a character. You didn't like her in the beginning, but you think, yeah, I think her character has developed a lot. And it's weird because if you watch Scream Queens, her character never really developed that much in that show. And it was kind of like the character in this show, honestly. It was like she was playing the same person, but she's finally getting better. Like she's getting, where do you live in the UK, Emma? She's actually just getting like she's, you know, got a mind of her own, and she's stronger, and she's just expanding as a character. Hi, Marissa. No, there's actually, like, no delivery people. There's probably just people walking outside. But a 1-year-old Great Dane, yeah, those are big dogs. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me talking and the barking starts. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so, but anyway, I think we'll wrap it up here. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. If you haven't seen my latest video, go check that out. And if you watch Riverdale, I'll be having that video up tonight. Rude Celebrities will be sometime this week once I get a chance to edit it. Because I want to put some pictures in there with it and stuff. Because I actually have some, I think I have some pictures with me and the celebs. Not all of them, but some of them. So we'll put that in there. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. And then How to Get Away with Murder. It's tomorrow night. So I'll have a video on that and a live chat Friday. But I hope you guys are having a great week. Thank you so much for being here. This is always so much fun. And I'll see you guys really soon. Bye.